Come on. Oh, we're starting. Hello. Welcome to Simon no茶の間. That's my living room down there. I'm in darkness here, and joining me in the darkness, and all the way from Kyushu, I believe. Kyushu, correct me if I'm wrong, is Light Japan, or Light Japanese Library. It's a one-man mobile library.
Yeah, domo Light to tomoshimasu. Hey everyone, I am Light and I live in Kyushu, you're right. I am from South Africa and I'm happy to be here. Arigatou gozaimashita.
And I hope that everybody currently watching is also happy. We've had some people join and we've had some people leave because they're having birthday parties and things. We're having a party. I hope I brought my party material. I have here and Light has brought his, and I have snacks which I've been snacking on, nibbles. cleaning Semi away from the keyboard, cleaning Moko's ears. Oh, okay. I'm in competition with the dog's ears for entertainment.
So yeah, I know Simon from YouTube, right? We met on YouTube.
That's right. This is correct.
When you were still with the three old dudes.
Yeah, a while ago now.
And then we just spoke a lot. And now we reunited. So Belgium, right? And I'm in Japan, Saga. So it's very close to Fukuoka, South Korea. So if you come here,
I shall just go to this screen, and then we can have a Saga prefecture going on in the background. Yeah.
Oh dear!
Come to Saga. Oh yes, come to Saga prefecture. It's very nice. I'm just going to open my before we get into the. I mean, I hope you all brought your drinks and whatnot. But it's you did say we were having a party, didn't you? And it was going to be awesome. And
indeed.
So I have to. I hope this hasn't been shaken up too much. Otherwise, I'm going to get very wet trousers.
Oh dear, you can do it. I said I wasn't gonna lose my head, but then pop goes my heart.
Yes, I'm sorry, that was very disappointing. For those of you who are waiting for an explosion.
Well, I popped. You popped me, Simon. You popped me.
Oh my God. Right, where were we? Yes. Well, let's get on to the well, the subject of the whole show, really. In the title of the show, it says Mixuto, which is the current trendy term for hafu, which is the Japanese term for mixed race. And my friend here in the pink hat has, in the years and recently, produced, with help, some mixed race children.
Yeah, it's I never, like in South Africa, we never really noticed mixed kids because, you know, South Africa, all the apartheid things that happened, like no one is really like you still see the color, but you're not like, oh, it's mixed. I guess in South Africa, if you see a Chinese person or a Japanese person and you always think, well, Asian is like Chinese. So you always like, Chinese person. Then we kind of stare. But besides that, we never care or notice mixed children. Now in Japan, it's even it's weird because, for example, people just expect me not to speak any Japanese, but with mixed children, it's very difficult because you don't know if they can speak Japanese or not. So it's very difficult to go to them and just to speak in Japanese and, you know, you don't want to offend them. But then again, yeah, we'll get to that in a bit.
Yes,
I have two kids.
Jumping the gun there, but yes, let's do a general introduction.
You know, in athletics now, if you're jumping the gun, you're out. So, Simon. So what I wanted to say is I have two kids, a boy, and he's just over a month old now, and a girl. She's 3 years van sy diggels out. She's 3 and she's sleeping now. Okay. She didn't take a nap today because I thought, well, I'm not gonna give her a nap. Then she can sleep, go to bed early, and then we can do the show. I don't know if it's bad on my behalf.
Yes, put your YouTube before children.
No, it's all about the plan, the strategizing with children. You know, like I know in South Africa, for example, the habit people have. Take a bath with your mother or your parents, but in Japan it's very different. People expect you to follow, just like the father's job is to take the kid for a bath. So because we have a really different cycle here, people always ask, like, what language do you speak at home? Who's taking your kids for a bath? Because it's, you know, that's really interesting, because I was never a father in South Africa, so I don't really know always how to answer, but based on how I grew up, I think it's interesting, just, I guess, telling my daughter no, and then I'm like, she didn't ask why. Like, I always said why to my dad, but
yes, I
my
mean,
daughter will
something
get there.
ingrained in Japanese children, not to question sort of authority, perhaps. I don't know, but I mean, let's go, guys, go back a bit. Like, you're now in Japan, you now have Japanese children, but what brought you to Japan? Why did you choose Japan?
Good question. I actually saved a lot of money in South Africa when I was working a cosmetic company. Thank you, Frederick. Happy birthday to you too. So I was working in the cosmetic company, and I saved a lot of money for no reason. And
okay.
Yeah, I was living with my parents, and I just thought, oh dear, sorry. And yeah, I'm like, well, someday I want to buy my own house. And then I decided to travel to, and I didn't know where to. So I was just thinking, well, I'm not really interested in the Western side of things, because South Africa for me, Cape Town felt like, you know, Europe for me. America, Europe, everything like Africa and Europe combined. And I'm like, I don't really know anything about Asia, so let's go there. And I planned a trip, and I went to Thailand. I planned like to go to maybe Thailand, China, or Korea, or Japan. And so I went to Thailand for like 5 days. I really enjoyed it. I had a real big stomach ache because I ate too many kinds of food.
Street food.
Yeah. I ate everything, and on the second day, I mean, if you're there for 5 days and you have a stomach ache on the second day, it's super bad. For like 2 days, but it was nice. It was a little too humid for me. And hi guys, hey beautiful Becky, woohoo! So I went to Thailand, came back, and then I decided, well, I want to go to, well, the next place in Asia. So where would it be? I'm like, Japan. So I watched some anime and things before.
In preparation,
going.
You don't tell me you watched anime in preparation.
It's just
what to do in Japan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I actually never knew that Dragon Ball was a Japanese anime, and until I searched more about it on YouTube in high school. And so anyway, I went online, and I'm like, yeah, I want to go to Japan. And then I came here on vacation, and then I'm stuck here. I'm still not back. So I guess it's that good. It's that good.
You came on vacation and ended up staying. So I mean, a part of the reason, possibly, I'm imagining, that you ended up staying was that you met the woman that is now your wife. And this would have been a good reason to stay.
I'm not sure which ring it is, but yeah, she's definitely. Yeah, it's a joke. The thing is, we Skyped for about 8 months before we met, and
this was research for joining Japan. Going to Japan, no.
In-depth research, Wikipedia, underground internet stuff, and then so I did a lot of like Skyping every day. Like I went to work, got home. I remember like just putting this like Skype on for like 2 hours in my room, being in my room. She's doing her thing in her room, but it was really difficult doing your own thing while someone is like on the camera, and you know, it felt like joint rooms. You know, you can do your
connecting
thing,
doors. Excuse me.
Yeah,
yes, I'm just getting changed.
And it didn't work. We just spent every night like speaking, and so 8 months later, I came here, and then it's a really weird thing, but on the first night, we proposed. I say
Wow.
we. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that never worked for me. Just a question from Natalie. She says, "Highlight. Do you speak German? Do you speak German? I don't know. Do you speak German?"
Maybe I understand it, but I speak Afrikaans, which I don't know if you're German and you understand Afrikaans. That's awesome, because I'm not sure if you can. So let me speak for Natalie. Mijn naam is Wijnand Smit. Ek is van Suid-Afrika af. Ek weet nie of jy my German verstaan nie. Want dis nie Germany. My Afrikaans verstaan nie, maar dankie dat jy vandag by ons is. Did you understand something?
I understand that perfectly because I speak Dutch, but I mean, Natalie's probably there scratching her head. I don't know. It could be wrong.
She's like, what's he saying?
Hello. Who's lining me? Somebody's lining me. Hang on. Excuse me. Carry on. Where were we? Did you imagine you would become a father at that proposal?
Oh dear. I was really on like. My wife gave me no instructions or anything. Like, for example, let me like explain myself. I told her I don't want kids, but if I meet the right girl, I will think about it. And she saw it as yes, and I saw it as like maybe not. And then
we'll get onto that later about sort of when the women take over. Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna get a lot of dislikes on this. So,
I don't know. I'm being very circumspect.
Yeah. Well. I mean, let's keep it real. But so I never wanted kids. But I think why I asked myself, why don't I want kids? Is it because I'm very selfish? Like, yes. Why? Because I haven't decided what to do with my time. I want to figure myself out, and that's difficult to do. But now I know my goals in life. I know what I want to achieve, and yeah, so I know my goals and what I want to achieve. So I feel more focused, and that I can just be certain of my future. So yeah, I think I wanted to concentrate on myself more, and not on like, how can you concentrate on your family and raise your kids if you're not sure of your life goals? You don't like.
Well, as soon as you have kids, that becomes that sort of, the kids obviously become your priority at that point. But
my mindset was just like my time. Like even with my friends at the time, I will say like, hey, I can't go out tonight, I'm busy, and then I go to the movies alone because I just want my time. And then I watched like, what did I watch alone? One of the Lord of the Rings, maybe 3 or something. And next week we spoke about it at school, and he's like, dude, why did you go alone? You can just like, invite me. And I'm like, yeah, I felt like I wanted to go alone. They thought I was, I'm a little weird with my free time. I like to be alone. But that's the good thing living in Japan. Like, people don't bother me. Like, they just stare at me. They don't bother me.
Yeah. Well, that leads me on nicer. I mean, when you're now that you're a father in Japan, and you're out and about, what what would you say the main differences between being a father in Japan are and being a father in another country? From the level of involvement of the father to the expectations of society and so
on? So far as I've seen, is the mother is, well, as we said, taking over the so far as I know, the mother is taking over the finances and work with the money, as the husband is just going to work, coming back, and basically the mother is driving the kids to school and do all those things. Well, it's very separate, just based on the people I know here. For example, if I go to the mall, I see just mothers with kids, the mother with kids, and the husbands will be rather playing golf or spend time with, they have off time, so they want to do something that they like, so they will play golf. Or
so you don't really get invited to mother's coffee mornings much then?
Actually, I'm the only guy that gets invited to those things.
Oh wow,
because I'm
cool.
Yeah, I remember coming to Japan, all my wife's friends, like at that time we had like a big kind of party, like 8 people, and it was my first time meeting my wife's friends. We had a kind of a party thing, and like a week later, and she's like, "Yeah, we're going out tonight," and I'm like, "Nice, so I can meet all the guys." And she's like, "No one's going." I'm like, "Are they working? Like that makes sense. They're working." And she's like, "No, they're not. Maybe." Like, I'm like, "Why just me?" And I'm like, "No, I don't know." And I went, and I'm like, I'm really interested in, like, I don't have anyone to speak with, and I didn't understand a lot of Japanese at that time. And then she's like, and I asked my wife again. He said, "Because I'm like a gaikokujin." Like, she's like, "Yeah, definitely. Because here they treat me really, really different. Like today, I went for a walk with my daughter, and we went to like a shrine, and then there's a place where you can't go in. I didn't like. I was just watching my daughter. Like I know that's what the sign is saying, but I was watching my daughter, like, and we went in there. I didn't even look at the signs, and people like were literally standing like this and watching us. Like, you can't go in there, but they don't speak to me. They don't say anything. So sometimes like it's just weird. I think the husbands work so much in Japan, because I was working in a factory, and I totally get it. Like, when you have free time, you don't want to go shopping. You don't want to like spending time with anyone is something hard to do when you work in a factory. For example, I'm an ALT teaching English, but I'll answer the questions a little later here. So I go home a little earlier than everyone else, all the Japanese teachers. And the next day, like, some of them sit like this and like at the desk, and I'm like, hey, I'm feeling good. I got up at 6, went to bed at 12:30 each, and I still had a workout before work. I studied a little, and I listened to drove like 45 minutes, and they're sitting and sleeping, like. And one day I worked overtime, like quite long, and some of them leave like 8:30, and then they come in early in the morning to finish up things. So yeah, so it's a hard life. It doesn't matter where you work in Japan. I think it's the standard is you leave after your boss leaves, kind of.
Yeah, this is the standard thing. So I mean, I've not asked you this question. It's not on the list of questions, but I mean, in terms of raising your children there, and you experience this, like, this social structure, how would you feel about your children sort of entering into that kind of social scene? I mean, whether your son, for example, would end up. Do you hope by the time your son is of working age that system has been abolished or changed?
That's a good question. I think I want my kids to be self-aware. I don't want to tell them what to do. If you're very self-aware of what you're good at, you're more likely to follow through and get up in the morning, even though you don't want to. So, for example, if I tell you, I'll pick you up tomorrow with my jet. Come to Japan. I've got a job for you here. You'll be so amped maybe and excited. I don't know, maybe. And so it's all about the story you're telling yourself. If you want to do something. So, for example, I want to study. So if I have free time, I study without thinking about it. I don't think about, do I want to study? I used to, but now I know my goals, as I said earlier, and I feel very certain about my path. So as for my kids, now I want them to have fun and do as many things as possible and find out what they're good at or better than other people, and not just that, like, enjoy. So I think my job as a parent is to make them self-aware and keep them safe. I want to have a lot of money for them, but I want them to work for their own money. If they're like in a factory or something, it's not bad. It's a good experience, but it's not something I want for them. So,
but I mean, would you you wouldn't put any kind of pressure on them? Presumably, you would, like you say, you'd want them to want to do something, but you say, I mean, what if they wanted to work in a factory, for example? I mean. What would you say?
Okay, say my boy's very into cars, and he's like, I want to work in the Honda factory. I will tell him my story, and then he will learn the hard way, because my father and mother told me a lot of things, and now I know more that they were correct about a lot of things. I guess, like, I may I'm my own person. They're their own person. Like, I feel their pain, my kids' pain, but I think if I expose them to as like a lot of things in life, I hope they choose something they enjoy. If they're happy, like my mother said, like, I was always the kite in her hands, and then I came to Japan, and finally she just let go. Now she's got no control over me. So. And I'm happy. Like, if my kids do a lot of things when they're young, they can say, well, I enjoyed this, even though it's a hard path. It's what makes me happy. So I'll definitely support him. But he'll be sleeping a lot.
This is the Light Japan way of raising children. So I mean, yeah. How do you view? I'm jumping to question 12 here. How do you view the Japanese? How do you view the Japanese way of raising children? I mean, do you have friends with children that and you see how they're raised? Do you have any sort of experience with that?
Good example is one of my wife's best friends. I've never met her husband, but they're like best friends, and that's just weird. And I always ask, where are they? Like, I never see husbands. So work is number one. I think just because I don't have a lot of I don't like, when I was working in the factory, I met a lot of like family people, and they were constantly talking about like working overtime. Also, when they have free time, Japanese people like to spend their money on traveling with a family when they have money. Nick Nimman is commenting work life. Anyway, so yeah, I know Japanese people spend their money of like going to maybe Oita to an onsen and coming back, and that's their experience. So I would say not going daily out with the kids, but rather have like a holiday together as a family. Is the Japanese way. Well, that's just what I'm thinking so far. I've been here for like 6 years now, and I don't have a lot of, like, I can have a lot of friends, but I like, as I said, my freedom, my me time. Even though sorry.
Yeah, what I was trying to get at with that question is sort of, like you say, you wanting your kids to experience things and like come to their own conclusions, like you did after your parents had told you about, and you discovered yes, they're right, kind of thing. But that's kind of your way of raising your children, and the Japanese way is perhaps another way. And what do you think? To what extent would your ideas be accepted? If you said, don't do your kids, I really wouldn't do that if I were you. Like the Japanese half was saying, no, they must do that. You have to do that.
Well, first being a teacher, I know what the students basically study at school, and I think the school system is a joke all over the world. Like, I'm making money on YouTube, and people make money online, and we don't even go on the internet in Japan almost. Like learn PowerPoint. How do you use PowerPoint but not the internet? I disagree with. It's like all over the world thing. I like. It's starting with the school system, because it feels like the parents are they're just fine. They don't care if they study or not. Sending the kids to school, and as long as the parents can do their thing, have their free time, can go to their job, and hope their kids don't die. And it feels like that for me. They're fine with just sending the kids away. But then again, you get people going to Juku, like a cram school, and they really study. They can speak English like in 5th, 6th grade. They can do basic conversation. And so you have two different groups of, these kind of Japanese parents. Like, they're more focused on sports, and maybe this is more academic. And then you have the group in the middle that they don't, it just seems that they don't really they just send the kids, and they can do their own thing after school. A lot of people here don't study after school. That's totally normal. Where in South Africa, if you don't study after school, then it's seen like you're not really qualified to do a lot of things.
Oh, you mean in South Africa they don't study, or in Japan they don't study after school? Or did you mean the other way around?
So in Japan they say, in Japan, a lot of people don't study after school.
Oh, right. So a lot of people don't do. I just got the general impression that Japanese kids finished school and then went to Juku.
No. Well, I'm talking about going to university and college now.
Ah, right. Right.
So in South Africa, a lot of people go to college or study something. In my friend circle, I was the only one that I didn't like just go to university or college. So when I came to Japan, like a lot of people don't go to university. And actually in middle school, you can quit, after middle school, you don't have to go to high school and still get a job. And you can't fail a grade in South Africa. If you have like 33.333% and lower, then you fail. You have to stay in that grade. Where in Japan, in the first few grades, they don't have tests, because they're more focused on manners and what's or not, and then the writing system, and then they can't fail in Japan. That's why I always say, see maybe Japanese literacy. How do you say
literacy? There's too many strong zeros. Oh no, you just gonna have to take his jacket off. It's too bloody warm.
So, but then again, long story short, I just think there's a big negative. No, not negative. It's the school system is just really bad, in my opinion. It's so old school. Okay, let's read a little comment. Sorry, I'm just Simon says. Okay, so
hello.
Hey, your daughter by
bilingual. Yes, that was one of my questions, Natalie. Yeah. Hello, who was that?
Is your daughter bilingual? Yes, she speaks Japanese and English, but actually she doesn't really speak a lot of English, Natalie. She understands a lot. I never speak to her in Japanese. Sometimes I do, but then it's basically because I'm mad, or
Yeah.
I just studied. I say "dame" a lot to my daughter, and she immediately gets it. So that's like, no, don't do that. It takes some time. Dame. She gets the message. So let's go. We have that happened in the USA. Everyone has stared at it. You learn later that you had engaged in an active. Wow, Robert is some damn educated man. Hi, Simon. I'm still okay. Hey, Tomo L. Hey, she's gonna be a guest on the show. I hope someday.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
But
Yes.
she likes to take a bath and
and watches
look
in
at
the
her
bath.
phone.
I know.
Really?
I'm live in a bathroom in Shikoku.
I think her living room is like a bathroom or something. Like she's like walking in the bath to the kitchen.
Hi, Natalie. Second Natalie.
It's
Hello,
really-
Natalie.
I believe in your entrepreneurship is the way to go in the future. I agree, especially in South Africa. Let's see, Alan. So they engaged in some major bro beating.
Browbeating.
Browbeating.
Browbeating. Yes, you must be sort of like intelligent, otherwise you won't get ahead, sort of thing. In South Africa.
Yeah. It's a long story, but
yeah. Well,
interesting.
no,
I like it. Yeah, I like it when Robert is already like he's educated. In Canada, some teachers were out of control, sending 9 hours of homework each night so they can brag to their peers. Like in Japan, Japanese students. Okay, this is the thing I don't get. So in South Africa, we start school at like 7:45, go home at about 2. Japan, they start like 8:15. They go home at about, they go to they do their club activities from 4:15, 30ish, and after that they go to Juku, and then they have homework, and they're so tired the next day, every day. So a lot of students sleep in class. I mean, they're smart and they're getting good grades, but I mean, like they don't have any time to know what they're good at besides this, like judo, karate, and all the Japanese. Like they can't do anything else because they don't have other free time. That's why they dominate a lot of sports, like like table tennis and sumo and whatnot. So actually,
excuse me, I'm just going to have my cake because we're having a party, and I don't know everybody else. I'm having cake. Excuse me.
Tomo, enjoy yourself. Tomo L, I'm not in the bath today, so okay, 汚いですよ。お風呂入って to share youth in doing homework. Yeah, I didn't like my parents were both teachers, and I wasn't. I wasn't a really good student. I was really, how can I say? I was a good boy in the class, but I never really studied and I didn't do my homework. But yeah. Simon, let's ask you, like, I mean, if we have a few people here from my channel, how about you? Like, you're living in, well, I know you're eating your cake, but
I just have to say to Azatours.
So are you living in Belgium?
I'm living in Belgium, but I'm from England, as most people.
England.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've been in Japan a few times?
4 times now.
4 times, and
yeah.
I see you actually met a lot of the J vloggers, and you have a lot of photos of, I think you and is it what's his name, Tokyo, I forgot.
Tokyo Drew, Tokyo Joe.
Yeah, everyone in Tokyo basically.
I'm friends with Victor, Mully, Kurt, but he left. Tomoko Des, apologies to anybody who have missed out. But yes, a whole bunch of people. Oh, Radri, Eric Surf 6, all these people. It's 25 to 2 in the afternoon, Tomo. It's very nice, very pleasant. A nice time to eat cake. Yeah, so I mean, yes, I mean, through the three old dudes, I sort of connected with these people and decided, well, you know, if I'm going to go to Japan, I might as well meet them. So, Natalie's asking you, will you do a collab in the future with other Japanese YouTubers?
Definitely. I'm planning this year somewhere to go, make it one trip, and then just meet everyone. If they don't want to see me, I'll go to their house, knock on the door, I'll record it, and I'll put it on YouTube, and that will be my YouTube video. You think it's a joke? I'll just yeah, I think I spoke to a few guys, and what's his name? Phoenix787, I think. He's got his own studio, and I really want to go by his studio and maybe film a few. I don't know if you can hear my boy crying.
Yes, I can just hear a big, very brings back memories. My two didn't cry. My two didn't cry like that. Haven't cried like that for about 20 years. But, yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely planning on going and to Tokyo, and I want to go to like make collabs with a lot of guys, but to be honest, I just think that, I don't know if it's just me thinking that way, but they're more concentrated on themselves and their videos, and then collabing with just, I don't know, like I'm not really big on YouTube. Like it feels like I'm just a random guy trying to get subs. So but even though I want that, I think it would be nice to offer them something before going, like telling them.
Yeah, I mean, you have to interact. You can't just turn up and say, "Hey, I'm a YouTuber."
Yeah. So like break the window and say, "Hey, you've got to get the money." So do something. Yeah, just propose a few things. Like, Victor, give me a flake, man. I messaged him the other day, just how's it going and stuff, and he replied. We spoke a little, and we wanted to do a live thing, but I said, well, I have some things we can discuss, and then a little drama happened, and then I just said, like, let's just go on, move on, and so, but yeah, I mean,
oh well. If you're watching Victor,
no. I mean, a little like drama happened a long time ago. And
yeah.
So we didn't mail each other, but the other day he's like, really, did we like speak about that? It was just like, he comments to everyone. He doesn't really care about your name. He's just like whatever you say, he's gonna express himself. So anyway, so yeah, I really want to meet him. I said I have one closed strong zero. Victor, if you're watching, this one is for you. If I go there and it's not the same flavor, it's old, so I'll still drink it.
This is all mine. Sorry.
Yeah, I know he's busy because he's got 2 kids now, and yeah, it takes a lot of time. I mean, me about loving my free time, it's nighttime is my time.
Well, yeah, I mean, you should be able to connect with Victor in the sense that he has 2 children more or less the same age, or not slightly older than your 2, but I mean, it's a similar sort of situation.
Yeah,
Japanese wife.
I think that's one of the reasons he spoke to me about, like, I don't want to say what he said, but that's one of the reasons we can just speak, because we know we're busy, and doing all the documents in Japanese and going through the whole people judging you. I mean, I don't care about that, but just like, for example, me and my wife go to a restaurant, they always speak to my wife. We go to a place where we do documents, they always speak to my wife, give it to my wife, ask my wife the money, which is good. And then I'm like, you pay. So, yeah.
What about babysitters?
I have never met a babysitter. I have never called one. There was this one time I thought about one, where I wanted to go somewhere and my wife wanted to go somewhere, and I was like, "Yeah, where's that girl that's always in the American movie looking after someone's kids?"
Mm.
Yeah.
They
So
don't have them in Japan. I would have thought, sort of, there would be like
you call them the grandmother.
Yeah,
You call
no
them
no enterprising high school students.
Yeah, no, like everyone is like busy doing at school. They're busy. They're tired. I don't want Japanese people, students, looking at after my kids because they're probably asleep like in class. That's not a good thing. That's not, but yeah, I don't. I'll rather almost die than ask someone to look after my kids.
This is your social life now in the basement. It's ended. You're on any ambitions of exploring Japan, going out, doing this, doing that. That's all gone. I'm sorry.
You're like, have you seen like this place? No. But these are my two kids. We know every park in town, every free park.
Oh yes, I've been there. I've done that. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. We got a few. I hate ignoring people. Like on miss. Let's see.
Tomo is saying that some people still think that Tomoko Des is Victor's real wife. Yeah.
Huh? You're friends with the performance artist with the rice.
I'm trying to work that one. I'm trying to work that one out. I'm friends with a singer, and I'm not sure whether she's got a rice cooker. Friends with an actress, and I'm not sure whether she's got a rice cooker. I'm trying to think of the performance artist who's got a rice cooker.
Oh dear. I could interview you like before on Facebook. Oh, Robert. Yeah, definitely. I think the thing I like they say you are who you are with and what you listen to. So I'm listening to a lot of motivational things, even though I know sometimes I should listen to Japanese lessons and things. My break is like listening to motivational stuff, and it's fun for me because when I get up in the morning, my head is filled with motivational lines in Japanese and kanji. Like I don't feel negative when I get up. My head is so filled with what I listened to the previous day and now it feels like if I go on a stage and I need to be a motivational speaker, I can maybe deserve a penny.
And Natalie Yoshino was asking, do you drive a lot in Japan or do you use your bike instead?
I've never had a bike. So I drive. I like driving. I'm like my dad. The thing is, as I mentioned, I like my free time, my own time, and when I'm driving, it feels like my time, my car. When I'm on a bicycle, it feels like I'm part of the world, and when I'm in my car, it feels like it's
you like your little metal bubble.
Yeah, but I mean, why is like I like motorbikes, but I sold everything before I came to Japan, and now I'm like, a car is the best thing. You can listen to things in a car. You can learn a new language 45 minutes if I drive 45 minutes one way.
You're really dedicated to this language learning. I should take tips from you. I've got to redo my last Japanese test.
Well, the good thing is you can just you can learn from that, Simon. You can learn from any failure and win. So as I say, if you're going somewhere, use the time. Okay. I got like a little crazy because on my YouTube, I'm like, you can study this way, you can study this way in the car. And the other day, I have like wireless earphones, and I put it in my ear, and I was listening to like some Japanese JLPT test. And my wife spoke to me, and I'm just like, is this part of the test? Like,
it's the wife test. It's just the wife test to see whether you still are a conscientious husband.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, and I'm like, oh, then like now I feel like under the beanie, I had the earphone, and she's speaking, and like she's like, "Aren't you listening?" And I'm like, "Oh, like I'm actually not listening to her." Like, and if I, you know,
If you admit
I'm
it, you're
taking
dead.
my free. And that's yeah. Anyway, so that's like I'm like in my free time I like to pursue my goals, and when I'm too lazy I listen to motivational stuff. So if I'm a motivational speaker, I was a really lazy guy. Let's see. By the way, do you think about Tomoko? I like is Tomoko.
I'm just replying to Natalie here. Natalie Pate.
Yeah.
Hana Fubuki. Yes, I do know. Yes, it's Yoko Shibata. Yes, you're correct. I do know her, but I did go to see her in Kyoto, but and I've tried to get her on the show, but to no avail. So.
How many languages do you know, Light? First is Afrikaans, which is like you can say Dutch, almost like Dutch, but it's not. And then like Netherlands, I think. And then I know second language is English, and then third is Japanese. And then in school I studied some Xhosa, like African language. I remember some words. I remember some words, but I don't know how to communicate. So if someone is speaking, maybe a few words, but especially in South Africa, when you go to the gas station, you're not allowed to put the gas in yourself because you're taking the job opportunity of people. So you have people that help you. They go there, and then sometimes they speak in Xhosa, which is their first language, and then you learn some of their words, and you can always speak with them, and they like it. But yeah, maybe like 3, and then the fourth one just like some words. I want to learn another language, but that's not on my goals list. Maybe in my next lifetime. I was thinking about
you're having another one. Right, okay.
yeah. I'm ready. You know, like my morning routine is so hardcore. I feel ready for my next life. Okay, I'm so pumped. Yeah. So okay, how many? Let's see. Hana Fubuki channel is the performance artist with a rice maker. I thought you know her. So, I don't. Sorry.
No, maybe, it's talking to me.
It
was talking to me. Yeah. Yes, Hana Fubuki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I do, Tomo. And then I have watched some videos.
All right. We're being superseded by videos. Okay. It's the end of YouTube.
Cool, Frederick. Well, videos. Oh dear. Like, do you like the way I learned English was through watching Hollywood movies and playing games. I never had an English, like also in school, but I never had an actual English book with like, study English. And after school, I just used it so much that I have confidence to speak with people. And now I'm an English teacher.
Oh, right. So perhaps I should like immerse myself and like binge watch Japanese films.
Yeah, but oh man. Yeah, but sometimes it's really. I think I was really stupid some time ago. Like my laptop, I changed it to Japanese. My phone, my working laptop, and iPad is still Japanese. Like everything is in Japanese. And I was on my laptop the other day. Like just before this, I was trying to log on my Facebook, and I'm like, oh, mendokusena. Like this is so troublesome. Like I wish, like my mind is so not ready for this. Like I don't like it so much, but it's something I have to do to become a better me. So just in my mind, so, if I know this kanji, I'll be a better me. No, I have so.
And then people on the street are just like, oh look, he's better. Like they flash a kanji at you, and no this, and you're like, yeah, okay,
I'm better now.
Natalie Yoshino, is it true that Japanese people are shy and won't talk to foreigners? It depends. Depends.
Yeah, they're not shy in different ways. I made a video about it some decades ago, and so for example, this is a really good example that Japanese people will comment on your looks, but they don't care. They will say, "Wow, I didn't see you for a while. You're fat," like just like that. They will say it, and no, really, they will say it.
Yeah.
But on other things, they won't comment. Like, for example, if they will say, "Well, you have pretty hair today," or they will do that, but they won't flirt, or they won't. They will always use the sumimasen to cover everything up.
Mm.
So they're not like, if you get to know a lot of Japanese friends in depth, like they're shy when it comes to socializing with people they don't know. But when you know them, like their minds, they're not shy. Like they think what they do, and they don't want to go into your zone. They don't want to step in your privacy. So it's more about privacy than shy, I think.
Yeah, that's good. I would say so. Yeah. Naturally,
That's my opinion.
Yeah, and generally, I mean, you have to be also the world over. You have to be a particular kind of person to go up to complete strangers and introduce yourself, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but today I went to, as I said, I went to like a shrine, and then the reason we went to the shrine is because it's on our way to the Max Value, which is like a shopping center. Yeah, so we went there, and then a random woman, she's like 55, 60 years old, came to me and my daughter, and she pats my daughter on her head. She's like, "Oh, kawaii desu, like kawaii desu ne." And I'm like, okay, first of all, I know she's cute, okay? I'm her father. So if I say no, it would be so weird. Second of all, don't touch my kid. Like, don't just come to me. If I came to your child and just like, wow, you've got a cute child. So I really don't like that when old Japanese people come to my kid and pat him on the head. What I do like is the reason they do it is they're very sincere. But it's I'm not used to that. So that's not like, their older people will step into your zone much faster than younger people. I think in Japan, they're not so shy. So yeah, they're definitely
yes,
not
like I say,
shy.
it depends on
And I think foreign people are more open. They grew up that way, that males aren't shy. They're very aggressive, and as like I heard so, but I'm not sure if it's true. But yeah, and they just randomly like, "Where do you live?" Like every day if I go out.
Where from, says Remy.
Yeah, where you from? yeah, all those questions. Like, yeah. The other day I got a weird one. It was wait. Okay, well, after they asked me questions, and then the woman is like, "Did they actually really eat human in South Africa?" I'm like, "What?" Like, I never heard of that. And I'm like, Shinbun de? Like, was it in the newspaper? And like, it was like on the internet newspaper. I'm like, okay, I didn't know. Maybe
news.
It's a new trend. Well, you mean you eat our dolphins and whales? So it's yeah. So every day a new funny question. Do you like? I remember before coming to Japan, I used to watch Ryan Boundless, and
Oh dear.
he said he doesn't like that. That's something he doesn't like in Japan after living here for so many years. And I'll respond now. Sorry. And I'm like, how, like, you practice your Japanese with Japanese people. So the least that can happen is they want to practice their English with you. So it's like you learn for free Japanese. I don't have to go to school because Japanese is all around me for free. So I don't really need the books. but he saw it like it's really depends on how you see things. So yeah, I used to watch him and just people approaching him. He didn't like it so much. What about you, Simon? Do you like it when someone's just like
comes up to me and comes up and talks to me? That would be wonderful. generally never happens. I mean,
I don't know if I can see your face.
You can't see my face.
It's just my my.
Oh, you're doing it on your phone. Yes, yes. Natalie Yoshino is asking, "What's your favorite kanji and why?"
I see it. Okay. My students actually ask me that. Natalie, do I know you? Are you from my channel? Because anyway,
you don't know your subscribers? How many subscribers have you got?
It's like 1,000. What is your favorite? My favorite kanji? I told my students it was a flower, but I don't really like flowers that much because I'm allergic to the smell. So I changed it to I chose another one, but like the meaning is not good. So let me choose now. Okay, Natalie, I'll choose my favorite kanji for you now. Let's see. My favorite kanji is the kanji for let's see. Kuchi. I like kuchi.
Mouth.
Yeah.
He likes mouth.
Yeah, I like mouth.
That's a fairly easy kanji.
Yeah, it's I just chose that. I don't know why, but
there you are, Natalie.
I might change it. I might change it next time. So until then, it's kuchi.
Yes, you said flower, but not why. Yeah, why did you like the flower kanji before you decided we were allergic to it?
Oh, I learned this Japanese word hanakin, and it actually means the last working day on a Friday, and then you can have time off. And I'm like, that's like, so you like it for a different reason. So you use the kanji for hana, which is flower, and kin, which is the for the like Friday. So kin for Friday, which is also money or metal. So I thought, well, flowers and money. Like, what if you have flowers and money and just throw it in the air? It's like romantic money. So I'm like, I like those two. So the first one is hana, the flower. So I'm going to go with that. And yeah, that's right. Well, hanakin. よく知ってるんですね。やっぱりさすが. So, but now it's kuchi. Yeah, I just changed it. Yeah.
I don't have itchy. Itchy. It's my favorite kanji. I can do that. There we
go. I have a joke though. I had this random Ichinensei class, which is first grader, and I usually have from third grader up till ninth grade. Oh, by the way, Natalie, welcome to Simon's channel. I hope you can stay with us forever. And yeah, thanks for all the questions. Very nice questions. What I wanted to say is that I had this random first grader class. They thought, well, maybe I can have one English class with the first graders, even though they're very like shocked when they see me every time in the hall. Like they can't stop saying hello. And I had my class, and then I'm like, what can I actually do in my self-introduction? So my jiko shoukai. And I said, so you know, like hiragana, I know just a little. Katakana, like, nah, so. But obviously I'm lying a little, but I'm like, and kanji, I don't know kanji, but I know 3 kanji. Now my plan was to write on the board 1, 2, and then 3, and then go to 4 and make like just 4 lines, which is wrong. I made the first line, and then I'm like 1, and I'm like clap, and everyone started to like they applauded. And then I made 2, and then the teacher's like, oh, sorry, they don't know kanji yet. And I'm like, oh damn, I felt so embarrassed. Like I'm telling them I know a few kanji, but they don't even.
They don't know it, yeah.
So yeah, so we all learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, we haven't even started. I've done Japanese now. This is my second year of Japanese. We haven't even started kanji yet. I mean, so God knows.
Well, the thing is, when you're in Japan, I think the balance is important. Where, for example, if you're good at reading but not speaking, that's kind of a problem in Japan. But if you're living not like outside of Japan and your balance is off because you use it for different reasons, that's totally fine. Because when I was living in South Africa, I was, yeah, Tomoel is not Japanese, he's Korean. Yeah. Anyway, comments. So when you're living outside of inside Japan, you notice that you're quickly forced to adjust to depending on your life. Because when I was working in the factory, I needed all the skills, but because I'm an English teacher now, like it's really getting out of balance again. Like my writing is like not so good, my listening is not going up so well, like but if you're outside of like, I understand if you don't know any kanji yet, which is the same with me in South Africa. I never studied any kanji. I mean, I knew literally maybe 6 years ago, I knew 5 kanji and maybe till like 500 words, almost 1,000 words, and I knew no kanji. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, if you
all your forms are filled in like a 5-year-old.
like, yeah. Well, thank you, Light. Haha, don't worry, I will stay forever.
Yeah.
Thank you. That sounds sort of romantic. I mean, if you want to pick a ring, it's fine. But that was a joke. So yeah, I read one of these questions I want to speak about.
Yes, let's get one more question before we go. Yeah.
I don't know what time it is yet, but yeah, up to you. Like,
let's have a look. You choose one that you think.
Okay. How do you?
Have you experienced any difficulties with having, apart from random women coming patting your child on the head? Have you experienced any difficulties with having sort of mixed-raced children?
Well, me and my wife spoke the other day, and she said a 55-year-old guy came and just pat my daughter on the head and like, oh, half of this, she's a half, and that's bothering me because it's a guy, and you never know in Japan. Like in Japan, the crime rate is very low, but when things happen, it's really bad. So maybe just that for now, and I think everyone is used to look at me and then my wife. Now everyone's looking at the kids, me, and the wife. So they take some time before they get to me. But they look at my daughter a lot because she's very genki. She's like running everywhere. She's got like brown hair and she's quite white. So, and she's speaking, like responding to all my English orders, I guess. So
I think that was another question. That when you say you're responding to your English and sort of no, don't do it, and all that. I mean, what is the main language you use then? Is it Japanese, English, or Afrikaans?
It's a shame I don't speak Afrikaans because I think children and babies can absorb languages fast. So the other day, so at the house, I only speak English to my daughter. Sometimes I slip with my Japanese. It just comes out. Or when I speak to my wife. I really want to speak Japanese all the time just to improve myself. But I need to think of my kids first now. So there's a rule when we take a bath. Okay, in the house, I speak English. And if she's responding in Japanese, I sometimes tell her, say no thank you, or in English. If we take a bath and she's speaking Japanese, just a word, I will pretend that I don't understand it. So when we take a bath together, like it takes, I don't know, we have a lot of toys and things we play with. She likes like the boat and anpaman, like floating stuff. And she's like, mite, mite. And I'm like, in English. And then she's like, look. Yeah, and if she's speaking any Japanese, I basically ignore recognizing what she said. So I think going forward, that's going to be really helpful for her. But the difficult thing is that I don't want her to, because we have a lot of teachers here teaching obviously, but having with kids and teaching their kids English. But when they're in elementary school, suddenly it's not so cool to speak English anymore because no one does it. Like they're very self-conscious. So they're very shy about expressing themselves in English. So they just shut off. Like they don't speak in English. So I don't want that to happen. And I'm still like trying to think how, but for now, I think just speaking English, getting them used to listening is important. Not necessarily like speaking. Like for me, I never spoke English until I was 18, 19.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I never, like maybe I mixed my Afrikaans with some nice or, here and there, but I never, I never, yeah. So learn if you listen from young but you don't speak, then you still more or less get the accent, like how it should sound. So mine isn't, like English accent isn't good or perfect, but I think it's better than I guess a second language speaker should be, maybe.
I mean, you could tell there's a slight South African accent, but I mean that's it really. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds right, my man. I mean, I really want a South African.
Yeah, but slight. I said slight. Very slight.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that, mate.
Yeah. Not like some video game villain.
Oh no! Don't go there. I know. Now you're being racist. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, people speaking Afrikaans in like a war game. What's the name? I forgot.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Something like Afrikaners. Like, hey, hy's daar agter die muur. Skiet hom. Yeah. Hey, we have a new thank you. Is it thank you? T.Y. Naka.
It's Ty from Three Old Dudes days. Ty from.
I remember. TY stands for thank you in South Africa. So thank you, Ty. Ty Naka. Yeah. So it's about 10:08 in Japan now, and I'm planning on going live again or editing my video. So
I'm planning on.
It's up for the Facebook.
I'm planning on putting this cake back in the fridge so that my sons can have some, and then going to pick up my son. I would like to thank you very much for joining, and do your duty tonight when it's your turn to get up to feed the baby. And
okay.
And audience, thank you for joining us. I shall hopefully see you next week. And next week we'll have a kind of similar theme. Next week we're having Anna and Maya from the Anna and Maya channel on, and the topic will be also to do with race, because one is American but looks completely Japanese, and one is Japanese but looks completely British. So we'll be discussing that in some depth. But that's for next week. There will be an advert, hopefully, as there usually is. And I shall see you all next week. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Light, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks, folks.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and matane. Saraba. See everyone.
Yeah, press this button. That's right. Bye-bye.